Okay, so the title of this video, it was meant to draw people in. So here's the deal. I'll get on with the main story and what the point is of this video and tell you how crypto can change your life. But first, I want to say, if you actually came upon this video because you are poor, you don't have much money, I want to help you with that. I've created a bunch of videos on my channel that can help with this. Go to my channel, click on playlist, click on money machines, and you're gonna find a bunch of videos that can really transform your life for the better. I even have a video on how to become a millionaire with just $1 a month and $12 total. So not bad. So I want you to get out of poverty if you happen to be there and come across this video. This is not in any way meant to put you down. I want to help everybody. So what does the title mean? What am I really trying to say? Well, basically it's like poor is like you're in a position where you can't escape the system. You're crushed by the system. So there are two scenarios where you'd be considered poor, and pretty much everybody falls into this. One, for example, like if you are nearing retirement or at retirement and you don't have enough money, or you're worried about your retirement or how much you have saved and all that kind of stuff, that's one scenario. Second scenario that applies to most everybody is you're working for the man, some man. Like you're working for somebody. You're having to go to work to pay the bills and put food on the table and all that kind of stuff. So you're a slave to the system, right? Or a slave to the system, like you're having to go to work, pay taxes, all that kind of stuff. And two, like you're being broken by the system, crushed by the system. Like if you're, for example, poor, or on the edge of retirement, feeling poor, like you don't have enough saved. So how can crypto change your life? And I'm going to mention crypto and high yield dividend ETFs in the same video here because they're both very useful to basically, ensure your well-being, financially speaking, at a massive scale. So, let me start out, and let's start out with the example of a retiree or somebody who's nearing retirement and maybe has like $50,000 worth of income or $50,000 worth of savings or investments to invest, and that's not very much to support a good retirement, right? But if that soon-to-be retiree or retiree were to put that $50,000 into LTCN or BCHG in the Grayscale trust that I talk about, and those do a 50x, that $50,000 turns into $2.5 million. That's a lot of money. So you sell that off, you have to pay some taxes. Maybe you're left with like, I don't know, 1.5 million or something like that. And then you turn you take that 1.5 million, you put it into high yield ETFs like Coney, like SQY, right? And you get a high yield, like 100%. You're generating $1.5 million a year in dividends. Anybody can retire off that. So this freedom cryptocurrency allowed, in this case, the soon-to-be retiree or the actual retiree to take $50,000 and turn it into $1.5 million of annual income pre-tax. Like that's, I just, when I see videos and articles on the retirement crisis in America, I just want to scream and at the whole system, why the whole system hasn't taught people about cryptocurrency and high yield dividend ETFs. I just want to scream. But anyway, so that's how easy it is. That's how easy it is. $50,000 turned into $1.5 million a year in pre-tax annual income. That anybody can retire. Pretty much anybody can retire on that, okay? And adjust the numbers. This is just an example, but adjust the numbers. You put $100,000 in there, instead of 50, you double the results. You put $25,000 in there, you halve the results, right? But at $25,000 in would still result in $750,000 a year in dividends coming in pre-tax. Crazy. Okay, so cryptocurrency is like, it allowed you to rocket your wealth and then use that wealth to create massive income. So, okay, let's go. Let's the other scenario that I talked about of financial slavery, basically, that everybody's in, where you're working for the man, you're working for somebody else, and most everybody, if you ask them and they're honest, like they would prefer to retire, whatever their age is, whether they're in their 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever. Because, we all want to do our own thing. We all want to do our hobbies, travel, pursue our passions, all that kind of stuff. We don't want to have to report to work and ask for vacation time off and all that kind of stuff. We don't want to have to do that. Now, there are a few people who do really love it, but for the most part, people would generally, if they would like, or if they had the option, they would like to retire comfortably. So again, it's like you just apply that same scenario. Like how much does it take you to quit your job? Like, I know when I was getting started, this was in my mid-20s, I saved up, I paid off my credit, I generated extra income, paid off my credit card debt, student loan debt, and then I got to a point where I saved $15,000, which was a lot. It was a lot. Because I was making like $35,000 a year at the time or something, so it was a lot. And I was like, I'm out of here. I'm gonna start my own thing. So that was enough for me to quit and take a risk. But not enough for me to like live on for a long period of time, but enough for me to take a risk. So it's like, well, you look at what the average person, let's just say like what take-home payment, or let's do this. Let's calculate like what somebody would like as a replacement income to basically replace their primary source of income. Let's say somebody wants like a $200,000 a year, right? $200,000 a year. And most people in the US can live on that pretty comfortably, right? And some places you need more, some places you need less, but let's just say $200,000. To calculate that, or calculate what you would need to achieve that, you just work backwards. And you go, okay, well, how much would I have to invest in Coney and SQY, for example, to achieve $200,000 a year of return? Well, the answer is $200,000, right? So what does it take to make $200,000 if you don't have it right now? Well, it doesn't take very much if you take into consideration that, crypto can change your life. So if crypto can do a 50x, we need $4,000 to input into the system, so to speak, and invest. At that $4,000 is a 50x, it gets up to $200,000, but that's not good enough because it's like you got to pay taxes. So let's say you got to invest $6,000. $6,000 times a 50x gets you up to $300,000. Maybe you pay like a third of it out in taxes. Let's just spitball that, and that would leave you with $200,000. So that's what you would need. Like if LTCN and BCHG can do a 50x, which I think we can do that. All you need is $6,000 invested there. $6,000. That's it. To achieve an annual income of $200,000 a year in dividends. That is it. So cryptocurrency is the far superior asset for investing to achieve financial freedom, for whatever purpose, to quit your job, to retire, to pay the bills, to do whatever. So you use cryptocurrency to escalate your wealth to great heights, and then you turn that around and you invest it into high yield dividend ETFs or low yielding ETFs, whatever you want. But that's how to do it. And that's all it takes, like to quit your job. To quit your job. How many people want to fucking quit their job? $6,000 is all it takes. This is the ticket to freedom. Freedom from the system, from having to work for the man. That's all it takes. Now, if you're like, well, I don't like cryptocurrency. I'm too risk adverse. I don't know enough about it. I'm not going to go in there, which is most people fall into that category. Like they don't want to do it. Then they put $6,000 into something else. Let's say they put $6,000 into like Coney, because high yield, ultra high yield ETF, and they're getting 100% return. They're only generating $6,000 a year in income versus $200,000 a year if they just for the next 12 to 18 months had the patience to put it into that $6,000 into LTCN and BCHG, and then turn around and turn it back into Coney. You know what I mean? It's like, it's all it takes. Freedom. Like, what's the price of your fucking life? Like, to the people that are worried about risk and all this shit, it's like, but they have portfolios full of like high yield ETFs and like companies that could go bankrupt. It's like, there's fucking risk everywhere in the stock market. Jesus Christ. It's like, there's risk everywhere in life. But this risk gives you an incredible opportunity to free yourself. And that's all it takes, folks. $6,000 in is your ticket to freedom to quit your job. If you need $200,000 a year in dividends. And do the math, like if you need more or less, like what it would take. But that's all it takes. And the same thing for like a retiree too. Like I gave an example, like a retiree or soon to be a retiree putting in $50,000 or $25,000 or whatever. But a soon to be a retiree could put in $6,000. Again, in this example, and they end up with $200,000 a year in distributions. That most people can retire on that. Most people can do that. It's freedom. So it's like, there are a lot of people, that are gonna sit this crypto bull run out. They're not gonna get involved in it. They're gonna view it as like too risky, or they have too many doubts about it, or they're just like too lazy to learn about it, or whatever. And they're gonna learn the hard lesson. Like they're gonna see what happens in the cryptocurrency market and how much money they could have made, and they're gonna go, damn, I wish I could have been in there. I wish I could have done that. I wish I would have taken a risk. I wish I would have listened to Ethan or Joe or Sam or Susie who was talking about this on YouTube. But they're not gonna do it. They're gonna miss out, and as a result, they're gonna stay poor. They're gonna stay in a situation where they're still having to work for the man, still having to go to a day job, can't retire, or they're worried about the retirement, and they might be doing really good things to try to get themselves to a position where they can retire, right? I'm not knocking anybody like their investment style, okay? I'm just saying, it's like, if you're going to be an investor, look at the smartest fucking investments out there that get you to your end goal as fast as fucking possible and surpass your goal. Like, it's dividend investing is great. Cash is king. And the dividend ETFs that I and others talk about, they're the kingmakers, right? They create the cash. Nothing wrong with that. And the examples I used, that's what I talked about too. It's like, after you profit from crypto, roll it into high yield dividend ETFs. But there are a lot of people that are just stuck on being a dividend investor only. And to those people, it's like, they will eventually achieve financial freedom. They will do it, but it will take them far longer than those people who take the quick, easy, fast, cheap code route of investing in cryptocurrency. And that is going to make a world of difference. We're going to have this. I guarantee you, like, there are going to be so many newly minted millionaires and 100,000aires after this bull run. It's going to be absolutely crazy, and it's going to give a whole bunch of people freedom in their life. And that's what everybody should be fighting for. Freedom to do what they want, to be who they want, to not have to report to a job. It's like, we should do that. It's like, that's the ultimate freedom, is to have the freedom to do what you want in your life, and to choose how you spend your time. It doesn't matter if you want to spend your entire days playing video games. Who cares? Do that. As long as you have the money to support your lifestyle, do it. And but there will be the haves and the have-nots. And the haves will be the people that invested in crypto, that were very wise, either in Grayscale Trust or native cryptocurrency. And we'll have the have-nots, the people who weren't in, didn't invest, wasted an opportunity of a fucking lifetime, because we're not gonna have another bull run for 4 years after this. These things only happen every 4 years, and there's no guarantee that the next one is going to be anywhere as good as this. So I'm trying to put out content and videos to wake as many people the fuck up as to the opportunity that is staring us all right in the face. And I'm hoping people listen. It's I can't save everyone, but I am thankful that a lot of people have come on board that are basically brand new, and this is their first crypto bull run cycle, which is awesome. It's amazing. So we're gonna have a lot of newly minted 100,000aires and millionaires, and it's gonna be a good time, and multimillionaires too. So we'll be good. But this is how, just before I wrap up this video, how ridiculously small amounts of money can change your life. $6,000 can generate $200,000 a year in income. $6,000, and allow most people to quit their jobs, and allow most people to retire comfortably. And you put more than that in, you end up with more. You put less than that in, you end up with less. But still, $6,000. $6,000. Beg, borrow, steal, sell some shit, whatever it is you need to do, in my opinion, to put at least $6,000 into LTCN, a BCHG. Split it between them if you want, or go all in on one, whatever you want to do. But it's it's the best advice I can have. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a dude in a Jeep without a Jeep right now. So, but anyway, so that's the message. It's this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And it's a wasted moment when people don't take the time to learn, aren't willing to take a risk, even though they're already involved in risky-ass investing already. It's just stupid to miss out on an opportunity of a lifetime. Anyway, I know most people who are watching this are probably crypto investors, whether native or Grayscale or whatever, and you'll be good. And you get the message and you understand it. But for anybody that's new, that's finding this video and they're like, who the hell is this? My name's Ethan. And by the way, you should join the Discord channel. We're closing in on 1,000 members, actually, as I make this video. I think 900 and something people on Discord right now. We talk about investing, whether it's Grayscale trusts or native cryptocurrency or dividend ETFs. So if you're into any of those things, and you should be into all of those things, at least one of the variants, like Grayscale and or native, as well as dividend ETFs, because it can change your life in a big way when you use them together and leverage them to your benefits. So anyway, I'm going to end this video here. Thank you guys for watching. Again, if you came on this video and you don't have much money, go back and watch the playlist that I created, the Money Machines playlist, and watch that video. I have different dollar amounts where I talk about how to escalate your wealth in those different videos. There is a video. Somebody said the other day that it was one of their favorites when they found and they saw my video on how to, with just $1 a month, how to become a millionaire. So go find that video if that applies to you. Anyway, you guys take care. I'll see you in the next video.